So here's the real reason why I'm able to talk about my military experience and also talk about some of the most sensitive parts of my life. And it's probably going to shock you. Hey, Jason here. If you've been watching the channel, you've been seeing me go through Johannesburg, showing you how beautiful of a city this is. I also like how the media is not showing Johannesburg, South Africa, like the city that it really is. This is a really cool place out here, guys. I hope the videos that I do when I'm walking around actually show you justice of how great of a city this is. And most importantly, you've been seeing me talk about success, what it is, and how to get it in the three areas of life that I focus on, which are happiness, health, and wealth. And if you're new to the channel, the definition of success by Earl Nightingale is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. And I'm going to be honest with you, man, like living the life that I live now, it was such a worthy idea that I was only dreaming of, just as little as 10 years ago when I started transitioning and changing my life. And so I wanted to just talk on this video and just explain, like, why am I able to just come on here? Why am I filming on here? Why do I even talk about how I used to be fat? I was sick. I was dying. I'm talking about the military, my military service. I speak about mental health, like things like that. Why do I really talk about these things? And the reason being is, like, it takes courage, like, to truly talk about these things and explain your vulnerabilities, the things you went through, those things that you had to deal with deep down inside with yourself. Like, it's not easy, man, and it takes courage. And one of the ways for this helps me to become the person I want to be each and every day that I wake up is shedding back and being courageous to tell these stories, like letting go of that identity that I used to hold on to. Like, if you probably noticed in most of my videos, I don't speak much of being a veteran. Like, I don't say I'm a veteran anymore. It took me a lot of years, man, a lot of years of anger, hatred, feeling like the government did me wrong. It took a lot, man, and it came to a place of where I had to come to a place of peace in my life. And when I came to that level of peace, I started shedding that identity of being a veteran, especially a disabled veteran. And I started focusing on, like, how do I want to identify myself? And when I started focusing on how I wanted to identify myself, I really started getting breakthroughs, not only in my health, in my mental health, but my physical health. I started getting breakthroughs in my relationship at the time with my late wife, Cece. Like, my marriage, I was becoming such a better husband, and it was fun, and it felt amazing, man. Like, if I can tell you one thing, like, when you truly get past that little fear zone, like, it becomes amazing when you step across those lines. And, like, I was afraid to talk about a lot of my experiences for a lot of years, man. Like, like, it's not easy to talk about as a man, like, having breakdowns. Society don't really accept that as, oh, you're a man. Like, it's, I remember having emotional breakdowns, like, holding all of that pressure on my shoulders, like, on a daily basis, holding all of these labels and identities, like being a veteran, being a disabled veteran, and, trying to readjust to the world and not fitting in, can't find your place, don't know what's going on with you, feeling like when you're going through anxiety and depression, like, no one else can understand you. Like, I remember those days, man. Like, and I don't wish that on anybody, to be honest with you. And, like, if I can share my story, especially help another guy out there, like, because for men, like, mental health and emotional health, we're not taught these things. Like, I know people think, like, teaching a child, especially a young boy, to, oh, do push-ups or be manly, don't cry, things like that. But, man, that don't prepare you for the world. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like, going to war, this is one of the things, like, people don't get with me. Like, going to war is not something that I'm proud of, for one. And for two, like, it's not something, it didn't prepare me for the worst day of my life. which was in January of 2022 when Cece passed away. Like, all that knowledge and training I got going to war, it didn't help me not once to be able to save my wife. Like, so like for me, like I don't hold it as like a badge of honor. So like it's even become easier for me to like shed those labels and identities, because it's like, yeah, I'm a veteran. Yeah, I went to war, but when my wife was dying in my arms, all I could do was cry and ask for help. Like, you know what I mean? Like it didn't prepare me for that, man. Like, and I'm really sharing this with you because like we've been taught as men to hold on to this symbolism of masculinity so long, and we've forgotten that we need to be emotional too. Like we need to be emotionally okay. Like me losing my wife in the middle of the night when nothing was wrong with her is not okay. It's not normal. And it's okay for me to experience ranges of emotion from that. It's okay for me to go through different emotional states from that. And the reason why I'm saying it is like whatever you're going through as a man, like it's okay for you to go through different emotional states of that. Like we have these different range of emotions for a reason. And if we're not going to start becoming aware of why we have these emotions and how to use them properly, we're never going to be successful in life, because nobody wants to be around a negative person. I remember the dude that I was when I was 600 plus pounds, sitting in my house at, what was that address? Briarwood Lane, 1032 or something, Lane, having my guns, I had my AK-47, my revolvers, my 9mm, not 9mm, 40 caliber, and then I had a Taurus revolver plus a shotgun in the closet. And I was terrified in life. And my emotional intelligence only had one drive, and that was just anger. Anger and hatred, I'm sorry. It had two gears. And I thought I was living this life. And until I started looking at the other spectrum of emotions of happiness, joy, gratitude, enjoyment, I'm telling you, man, like it opened up a whole new world for me. Like I'm literally in Johannesburg, South Africa. I get along with people well. Like I meet great people here on a daily basis. Like everybody who I run into is just great human beings. And I can tell you, I wasn't running into these type of people when I was thinking negative thoughts, when I was just staying in that negative emotional spectrum. Like we have to start really focusing on our emotional intelligence if we really want to start succeeding in life. And like, if you take anything from my story, like please take that part, like focus on what can you do right now in this moment to be happier? What can you do right now in this moment to get some piece of joy or enjoyment from? Here's one of my hacks. I use cat videos on Instagram and YouTube all the time, man. Like cats are my thing. Like I can just sit and watch cat videos. I can scroll through them, and then I'll forget everything that I was worried about or angry about. And I'm just laughing at the kittens. So like, if you take anything from me, man, like with this video, just find something that really makes you happy in life, that brings you enjoyment. And it should literally be free. It shouldn't, when you start seeing the things that really make you happy at your core, you're going to start realizing it ain't name brand items. It's not the things you think you want in life. It's not even the things that most people are telling you should be going after in life. It's going to be the very unique individual things to you as a person on this earth. And you're going to start really getting happiness from it. Like, I get happy just from going on a walk in CBD, man. Like, that's how fucking crazy it is. Like, really think about it. What makes you happy? And so that's it for today, man. Hope you like this video. Hit the like button if you do. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, so you can be updated every time you get a video drop like this daily. And most importantly, just remember this, guys. I'm Jason, and success is simple once you know how.